Hi everyone, I'm Peggy Rometo and this is the Weekly Wake Up. Okay, so we're in the practice now of slowing down, taking a couple of long breaths in and out, and as we do, we let go of everything that we think we know, letting go of that conversation in our mind or what we already know is going to come up for us this week in order that we can receive something new or that we can receive additional insight. So the way we train ourselves is just to kind of close our eyes, go into our heart. We take 3 long breaths in and 3 long breaths out, and each time letting go of everything that we already think we know or that we already do know, right? Okay, so let's do it together, and then let's open up to the dialogue or the conversation that comes forward. And as we do, we want to judge it with our body. Does that feel true to me? Does that feel off to me? Does that feel right for me? And you may be getting additional information or sensations. And it's fine, like when those come in, follow them, open up, ask more questions about them. It's the way we learn, it's the way we practice, it's the way we get to know ourselves and that intuitive ability that we have to be able to perceive information and to support ourselves in our lives. Okay, you guys, so let's play along. Let's go ahead and close our eyes and just relax and take those 3 long breaths in and exhale as we do this process together. Okay. Okay, so right away, I don't know if you guys can feel this energy, but it's intense. And I feel like around my heart, like I'm being squeezed. So we do know energetically, astrologically, that there is a new solar eclipse that's happening, the new moon in Cancer on July 12th. So that's this week. And that energy can, it can be as advanced as a month early to a month past, right? And then it lasts as its influence for the next 6 months. But eclipses are sudden and rapid change designed to push us in a direction in life that's needed. And sometimes that's scary. And sometimes it's like, oh, well, I've been meaning to end this relationship and then boom, they end it for you, right? Or wow, I've wanted to go in that direction and suddenly, you know, you've just been fired and so now you're forced to be that entrepreneur, right? So it's kind of like taking the good with the bad. So I'm feeling all this pressure this week or this tightness around my heart that's kind of like people holding their breath or this sudden changes. Now, for some of you, it may not be about you, but it may be somebody in your life that suddenly they've come home and they've announced they're quitting school, or they announced they're quitting their job and they're joining the Peace Corps, or they're not, right? Like this, what? So it's this kind of like, what energy? So what we're being asked to do is to stay the course this week, to be non-reactive, to do our best to become the observer in all areas, in all situations of our lives. When we become the observer, what I mean by that is that we're slow to react. We're stopped, we take in what the other person says, or what we're experiencing, take a deep breath, we calm down, and then we kind of watch ourselves, and in a way that separates us from our ego. By becoming the observer or slowing down and watching ourselves, we're able to gain control over that reactive part of ourselves, so that part of ourselves that just wants to jump in and kill somebody, or that wants to, you know, take control and say, no, you're not, right? Or that can be so exciting but scary, right? Like my throat's closing. So there's going to be things this week that are going to kind of wake us up. They're going to shake us. Now, some things are good. Some things are like, yeah, I knew that was coming. Yes, I knew that, you know, I was going to have that baby. Or yes, I knew that my job was ending. I just didn't know that I would feel this way when it happened. Or I knew that I was going to sell the house, but when I closed on it, I just didn't know that I would feel this way about it, right? So there's these sudden endings and beginnings. So you just want to, the best thing that we can do with this is go with the flow, is not resist and just allow it and open to it. So when we open to something, it helps us to see what's possible. It allows us to see the potential of a situation and to experience it in a lighthearted way, as opposed to the resistance that most of us do when change happens. And it doesn't do any good when change comes, right? Especially to resist it. It just makes it more difficult. It's like friction. So you want to be able to allow this information, allow the energy in, and don't be worried about it, right? This is good. Change is good. Alignment is good. It's going to elevate us. It's going to take us to our real potential, to what is meant to happen for us, to show us ways of being that don't work anymore. And and if truth be told, most of us are aware ahead of time, months ahead of time. I need to do that. I really need to stop doing that. That habit doesn't support me anymore. Or you know what? I really need to change this dynamic with my child, or I really need to change this situation with my boss, or with my partner, or with my my best friend, right? So most of the time, it's not a surprise to us. But what can be a surprise is when we don't take action and somebody else takes action on our behalf, and boom, just hits us over the head with it. It's like, what? So it's like that. So some of that energy is going to happen for some of us this week who haven't been proactive. And so it feels a little bit like you're getting the rug pulled out from underneath you. Now, for some of you, it may be that people are just changing dynamics and they're saying, you know what, we can't go this way anymore. We just can't work this way. But here's a better idea that I have, or this is how I see things changing. So for some of us, it's a changing dynamic in our work where it used to look one way and now we're cooperating and trying to change it and to have it be in another, in a much better way. But that can bring up anxiety or fear for us, or we can feel like, we're being marginalized or not being taken seriously. You want to stay away from your own negative self-talk. And that's why you want to watch or observe what's going on in your mind, right? So when we become the observer, that means we're slowing down and we're noticing how we're responding. We're noticing the thoughts that are going in our mind. And then we're going, then we're stopping and going, well, wait, does that thought serve me? Does that, conversation or dialogue, is that going to get me in trouble? Meaning, oh, they just don't appreciate me, or they don't really know who I am. Or it could go the other way. Wow, I knew I sucked. Wow, I knew I wasn't good enough. I knew I was going to get fired, or I'm just waiting for them to fire me, right? So we can either go to one extreme or the other, where we're really, feeling like we're not getting our due, or we really feel like, wow, we deserve this, right? We're not good at all. Either way is not great. Either way comes from the ego, and I can really feel it in my belly. So what there is to do is to not react. Do your best to pause, relax, tell people, I hear what you're saying, let me sit with this, I'll get back to you. Or if it's something that you don't have a choice over, where somebody says, hey, I'm breaking up with you, or hey, this relationship isn't working for me anymore, here's a 2-week notice, I'm quitting, or you're being fired, or the company's being sold, or whatever it is, you just want to sit with it and allow the information to come in and let go, and so that you can move forward in a new way. Okay, so let's see what else can happen for us this week. This can be, for some, this is going to be really freeing and really a liberating experience, that you feel like finally I'm getting recognized, or finally people are paying attention, or finally things are going my way. So for some of you, you'll feel like a dam is broken and everything's coming your way now. Like just good things are happening, all that negativity is gone, and you finally feel like, you're being acknowledged and things are going your way. So this can be a really positive thing for a lot of people. And you can see things like people around you acknowledgement. Some of you maybe get more acknowledgement. Some of you may be offered more money this week. Some of you may be hired for jobs that you had wanted, maybe that you thought about months ago and now are coming back around. Some of you may receive an honor or an award or an acknowledgement for what you've done. Some of you may be asked to do like a special project that might be, at the same time, it's like something that's good for you, but maybe your family perceives as not good for you, because maybe it means you're traveling more or you won't be as available to them. So you've got to weigh the pros and cons of everything that's coming in, because there's sudden, fast movements. And a lot of times with this, it only comes around once. So you got to grab it, right? So when it comes around, you've got to say yes. So you want to be careful that you're pausing in a way that you're not being overreactive, but you're also not missing an opportunity, right? So it's just letting go and being in the flow. All right, so let's see what else is in store for us this week. For some of us, it's going to take patience just to be. Just to be. Right? Just to be around that screaming baby, just to be around all the noise and all the kids or all the, just the daily busyness of life, right? And just like, right? For all those moms who are staying at home and all the kids are home from school now and it's like, wah, or you're on vacation and you've had enough, or just whatever's going on, who's ever in your ear, it may feel amplified this week. And that Cancerian energy it creates a lot of sensitivity for all of us, but there's also, and it also brings up a lot of people's fears. So you could be confronted with fear this week, changes that you need to make, or that you're afraid to make, or that you're afraid to enact, or fear that you have that of losing out, right? That you're not going to be included, or you're going to be left behind. So you want to confront those fears and not be afraid, and say what you need, and use I statements, I'm feeling inadequate, or I'm feeling left out, or I'm feeling, that there's not a place for me. Is that wrong, or is that true? Right? So being able to speak up, not immediately, like let yourself sit with it a moment or two, so that you can really phrase things in a way that allows you to be seen as level-headed and mature, and having thought things through. Okay? All right, so let's see what else is going on for us this week. For some of you, there'll be an opportunity to travel, like quick travel, fast travel, and it feels like a fun thing, like a good thing. There may also be quick invites with people and you should take them up on it because it feels like it's fun, it feels like it's carefree. So I do feel also, for some of you, love coming into play in a really powerful way, a positive way. So some of you may meet somebody new, or somebody may come back into your life that you've been in love with in the past in a whole new way, maybe to deepen the relationship or for healing. So there's a lot of action with this energy this week. So it's by no shape or means does it feel idle. It feels like it's very active, very busy week. And busy in terms of emotion, right? In rising emotions, as opposed to actual busyness, like the busyness that we have in our daily lives. It feels, and for some of you it could be both, but it really feels more energy driven in terms of an emotional week. All right, so let's see what else, anything else that we need to know about this week. Yeah, okay, so to take care of yourself, right? And to stop at any given time and say, what does it mean to take care of myself right now? What do I need right in this moment? And which is a really important question to ask. And it's when we're taking care of ourselves, somehow other things will be handled. Sometimes just by taking care of yourself, all those little problems kind of work out. So it's really important that you take care of yourself this week. And then just not to be afraid, right? Just not to be afraid, and just trust that whatever's happening is happening for you. It's a good thing, right? No matter what happens, you want to have the mindset, this is happening for you. And this is happening for me, right? Now, a lot of times, this is good news anyway, right? So I'm saying that for some of us, this is going to be a great week anyway, and it's happening for you to take you to your next level, to open up your business or your career, or to help you manifest the things that you've wanted, a family or a new relationship, or to be able to pay for college for your son or daughter, or to be able to get your kid into the right school, or to buy the home in the right school district, or move into the country you want to, or to get that visa done, or to find the right doctor, or the right diagnosis, right? So it's about trusting the process, that whatever is happening in the universe this week is happening for us. And in doing that, it raises our vibration, and it makes us feel happy and calm, so that even when something feels a little tense or feels like it's off, our perception is that it's all good, and this is how it looks. So if you can take that energy into this week, you're going to have an amazing week. It's going to be so expansive, so good, and it's really full. I don't know if you guys can feel the heat, but my whole body, well, it's hot anyway, right? but I'm really feeling just the expansive quality of this energy of this particular eclipse. So the whole week, it just feels like an expansive energy. Some of you are going to have some wild, just fun times, like being taken off and being invited someplace that was completely unexpected, and off you go and have a great time. For others, it will be a little bit more of a wake-up call, like, oh geez, I knew that was going to happen, I just didn't know it was going to happen this week. That kind of energy. So let go of any nervousness you have about it, welcome it all, embrace it all, and to know that you're right where you need to be. You are at the perfect place at the perfect time under the perfect conditions. All right, everybody, have an amazing week. It's an exciting week. It's a good week. Enjoy yourselves. Enjoy the friends and the family that you have around you. The best thing that you can do with this kind of energy is appreciate. Appreciate every day. Appreciate the people in your life. Appreciate what you have. There's an old saying is what you don't appreciate disappears, right? So when you appreciate something, even if it goes away, there's no disappointment. There's minimal disappointment there because you've been filled with the awe and the beauty of what that gift was to you. All right, you guys, have an amazing week. I hope you enjoy my weekly wake up, and if you do, please click you like it, and please leave a message below, share it with your friends, and I look forward to connecting with you again next week. Have a great week, everybody.